Hey, word nerd. Sorry about that. How's everything? Once again, checked it earlier, muted it so I wouldn't be coughing and stuff on it. How's everybody doing? We had a busy weekend. This weekend was the announcement of the Spiel des Jahres winners, which was cool. We had a co-stream on it that was really awesome. They asked us, I mean, we talked to them about it before. I had mentioned to them we could put it on the front page, which we did when they did the announcement of the nominations, but we also, they wanted to actually stream it on our channel, which was not really that hard to do, but we did it, and it was great, and the translator was amazing. So they had it coming from the same machine with a translator, doing an amazing job. Like, I don't know how anybody has the capacity to do that, where you're, obviously you're trained, but you listen and do the translation as best you can pretty quickly. I mean, I speak some German, so I was listening to sort of both streams and was knocked out how quickly she was doing stuff. But it was really great. The surprise for me is that Jinxo won, which I think is a great game, but kind of felt like we've had that before. But it ended up, it is the best version of that game, I feel. Like, everything about it, they did correctly. When we were getting ready to film it, Dave was like talking about, he was not going to be able to come over. And I'm like, no, you're going to come over. I know you have things you got to do, but you're going to want to do this one. And he really did like the game. It was awesome. Oy. But yeah, it's hot here. Very hot here. We, well, not very hot. Very humid for us. We don't really get a lot of humidity here, and we have had a good couple weeks of humidity now, and it's really strong right now. And it changes, of course, as the day goes. So if it's cooler, less, higher humidity, but so overnight it's still quite humid. Maybe not as hot, but still feels kind of hot. So I started these last Thursday. I have done a little bit more on them. I want to go back in here and put some of the gold. I'm using Hoplite Gold, which is a Army Painter speed paint metallic, and they're pretty amazing. They're not true speed paint / contrast paints, but they do have a little bit of transparency. But what's really fantastic about it is how easily, how thin it is from the bottle. Like, I don't have to put any water or medium in it if I don't want to. Medium actually only just reduces the intensity. It keeps it similar. And I use that. I do a kind of a medium wash. So wow, what is that? Oh, I see. So, but I'm going to move on to, I'll probably do some wash. Hey, G-Bus. Oh, G-Bus, it wasn't working. I was muted, as usual, when I start. I don't want to be coughing or, which I generally end up doing just because I haven't really spoken in the morning till now. And so I mute so that I kind of get my get going, and I mess it up all the time. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. So yeah, you should watch the video. It's on our live. If you go to YouTube, it's also on Board Game Geek. It's on the front page right now. In the I don't know if it's actually on the dashboard. If you're on the Explore page, which is the most like the graphically friendly one, you can see it in the hero stories up at the top. So featured. And it's cool. It was quite great. They are really getting really slick. They had a really fantastic countdown to the start of the stream, 60-second countdown, I think. It was awesome. Really, really cool. They had something great last year too with some, I need to go back and watch it if we can. It's weird. I'm so happy. So, it's their show, and they produce it, but we are allowed to host it. And so we can't monetize it, but we have it, which we don't. We only monetize some of our stuff. We don't monetize GameNight through YouTube. But it was awesome. Not really sure what's going on there. So we'll probably we'll figure out the cloak. It's like a military gray, tan, very light color. I'm sure I've got some paints that I could do that, but the point of doing these is I'm using speed paints, contrast paints, to just show that you can get some pretty great results quickly. I will go in and do some wash on the face, although the face has some really great detail and it looks great, but I think a wash would help. Actually, we can do that right now, I suppose. Why not? What do I have for washes? I don't think I have many. Ooh, I knocked that down. Did it leak? Oh, no. This is the almost empty one. Does it have a mixing ball in it? It must, right? Yeah, it's almost completely gone. It does look like it has a mixing ball in there. I take them out. They're glass. I use these from Monument Hobbies, these green ones. The big clear ones are from their the actual glass agitator they put in the standard bottles. I only have these because I actually haven't run out of a bottle of paint yet. I'm close on the white and the black. My first bottles of white and black from them. But I love the glass ones. They're definitely not going to rust. It's supposedly medical grade glass or something like that, but I thought they stopped selling them, but they don't, and they're not too expensive. They're not as heavy as metal ones. Metal ones are going to do a better job of really agitating, but I use a vortex mixer, so they do a great job. Plus, just shaking them does a good job. So, I'm going to try to do some wash. I have a ton of Games Workshop washes and shades. Let's use, I think they're the new versions are a little shiny. What is that? Shade, look at that one, it's got white pigment in it, a lot of white pigment in a shade. Agrax, where's Nuln? I should have Nuln oil. Oh, you know what? I can see where it belongs. It's not there. So it's down below. Nuln oil's pretty good. I sort of prefer the old one, which is a bummer. The new one works fine, and it's not that different. Boy, I don't see it. This is why you put stuff away. Now, there's contrast paint. Let's put that back. All the blacks are out. Silicon gray. Wait, that's one too many over. I sort them sort of by Basilicanum, Black Legion, so it's Black Templar. Cool. Silicon gray. Old Basilicon gray. Man, I don't see it. I have these all down. Actually, they can go back up because they were mostly for Shuri, Black Panther Shuri. So the green goes here. I think this green goes here. I don't know. And then this goes here. And all the browns go up above. There's wild wood there, yes. But yeah, I have a bunch of them that I bought very beginning still. They cost $7.80 since 2019, and I think they're still charging the same. Well, maybe not. Where is the black? No oil. I feel like it should be right here. It's weird. I can absolutely like have it sitting in front of me and still miss it. So maybe I won't use the new one if I don't see it here. Medium. Might as well put that up there right now. Put this medium away. Gold and bony matter. Bony matter might be what I'm using. It's not really the tan. It's a gray. It's a very you know, grayish white. But I don't want to paint white paint. So mostly how that would work is if I did a better job of painting the white with the airbrush, which is not terrible. I don't want to overdo it. Huh, boy, I don't see that anywhere. I have no idea what I would have done with it either. It's been a long time since I've used non-oil, so that's the number one thing that's kind of shocking, unless it's in another spot, which is certainly possible. So, coughing again. Excuse me. Let me mute. No, I'm joking. I know I have some under here. So I have these racks. These are laser cut ones from a seller on Etsy. I love them. But I don't use them in the manner that would be the best, which is you nest these smaller ones, because this holds 10. You nest these underneath the bigger ones, but I have them all kind of set out. If I needed to store them, it might work. It might be better to do it that way. So there's Null Oil. Boy, I have a lot of kind of technical paint, kind of effect paint in here too, tucked away. I don't use them very much, so. But yeah, I have the old bottles of Null Oil and Seraphim Sepia, and there's 2 bottles. Which one of these is opened? This is the open one. Okay, well there you go. At least I looked a little more. Agrex Earth Shade, Reichland Flesh Shade. They're all great. I mean, I think, actually, some of my favorite washes are the Army Painter ones. They're really solid. You know what? These should be to the other side, the ones that are newer. So I bought them when they went replaced them in 2022, I think. I bought a few that I could, just to have them, just because I don't know. I'm not like trying to make anything match for an army or anything. Oh, there it is. My dry brush palette I've been looking for. How did that fall like that? Let's see if I can get it. So I made one. They're not really hard to make. You can do all kinds of things to do it. Boy, I knew that had to be there. I could not see it, and I think it's because I didn't realize it was black. Something's blocking it. Hold on, I'm sorry. This is what I get. But I do need the dry brush palette, I think. Something is pushed too far. Let's see. Oh, it's Shatterpoint. Let's see here if that'll go up. Okay. It's falling, but see if I can grab it. There it is. My fingers can't really get it. Oh, I need to put this in a better spot. So basically, what these are is laser cut board, and these are ones I just cut some Catan tile things that I had, and it works pretty great. I have not used it that much, but I'm doing a lot more dry brushing, so it would be nice to have it. I'm definitely not putting that back in there because I'll never find it again, although I'm glad. I knew it had to be there. I'm like, why would I put it anywhere else? Sorry about that. Hey Jason, so many dooms, yes. Hey Bungalow Glow. Yeah, I'm painting them, all 3 of them that I have from my friends, which is awesome. I mean, I love doing this stuff. I just kind of want to be done with Marvel United for a while. I can't be though. Right now anyway, I really want to get through some of these. But I need to spend more time just doing it. I've had so little free time because we've got lots of projects that are going on and tons of effort. So let's put these back. We are going to Gen Con in a couple weeks, so that should be exciting. We went last year. And had a good time. This time we are trying to do meetings, but I've noticed a lot of folks that we deal with are not necessarily going to be there, which is intriguing. So we'll see how that goes. Normally we meet with some folks, mostly, I mean, I'm meeting with Europeans, sort of, which is kind of intriguing, you know, like where they're coming, why are not the U.S. ones? But, you know, last year was kind of a little shocking because of the tariffs, right? Companies didn't know what the heck was going on and how much they could afford to do, and some did not go at all. Like they had canceled their plans to be there, which, you know, that's no fault of Gen Cons, which is unfortunate. Hope it's not too loud. Let me know. I think I had the mix. I went in and did it from the control room today. That's when I muted it too, by the way. So yay. I don't even know if this is going to be too visible, but I'm putting a little bit of highlights of a silver paint. Wow. Okay. See this guy, leave him. It's interesting though, I was mentioning this on the last stream, is that the mold lines are, the molds are slightly different. Somebody asked, what did they call it? Hot mold, or I don't know. I wish I remember because I meant to look that up afterwards. But they're not the same. It's a little unfortunate. This one's also the messiest one, so guess what? It will be the one I keep. Okay. So we're going to do the wash that I struggled to get. Gnome oil's pretty nice. I really like the strong tones. I only have a couple. I have strong skin shade, strong tone. Are they all called strong tones or not? They're called... I have several bottles of strong tone. Plus I have the one that we got last year from... We got a couple of those bottles from, I believe. You can see they're the other brand. They're the other line, Game Master, which they are just War Paints Fanatic paints. But this is the standard. Oh, this is dark tone, and then this is the standard strong tone. So, but these are identical between these two. I really like them. They're great. But it was really, went to a paint soft tone, so there you go. I do have some of them. We went to an event that Ravensburger did for Horrified D&D, and we painted these there, but I ended up redoing, we didn't have enough time. We got there, the timing was wrong, but they had given us whoa. Thanks so much for the follow. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Should be there. Oh wait, 2 is down. Let's see if I can see it. I don't know. Something is strange here. Anyway, thanks so much for the follow. But yeah, these were, I ended up doing these with contrast paints and speed paints. But they gave us the minis, so they were white, which you can see, here's the one Nikki started, but it got messed up in the flight home. It was actually, looked great. But the primer that they used was not great. It was like a rattle can, and it's sticky. It's still sticky. You know, a year later. But yeah, they turned out cool. These are pretty neat minis, and we did this and a mimic. And here's my Displacer Beast. And then I also did the dragon. Dragon was cool. They still feel weird. I mean, it could be my varnish. I mean, it could be the plastic. They're soft feeling. You know how you have those mice and stupid stuff with the rubber stuff they put on it that goes, turns to goo at some point. That's what these feel like. Now I did put varnish on them, so maybe it's a matte varnish, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Yeah, they turned out cool. Thanks, Jason. I really like the shade, the speed paints. You can, I have painted for a long time, but I have ability to do kind of standard. What is that bumping into? To do sort of the standard paints for sure, standard paint types. I still do them, and I apply them, some of them to these here, but I'm trying to make it so that people are not afraid to try to, wow, it's bumping into something, making a rattling noise. To get going and paint, it's really, it's fun, and it's nice to have painted minis. I mean, that's really the big deal. It's a bummer that I wish that they keep, so this bottle is giant. Well, giant in painting terms. 24 milliliters, 0.4. This is the technical contrast medium. I don't know for sure that they're in this size anymore. Here's the standard contrast paint size. These are 18. And then here's the standard paint sizes from these guys, and these are like 12. Yeah, 12. It's ridiculous. It's not a lot of paint. When you buy the Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl, they're 22, and this is usually less money. Now I don't know what I think the per bottle because I did buy the new Pro Acryl 1 steps, which I still haven't used. I believe these are $5 a bottle, and they're the same 22 milliliter bottles. It's a lot of paint. So I don't know, but here's the deal: the ones that I bought, the ones I bought 7 years ago now, I bought them before I think we went to Gen Con, because I knew that they were released. I don't exactly remember when, but that summer, and I wanted Scott to do it, learn how to do he could paint, but to use those types of paints. It took him another year and a half to get into it and finally get some of his own stuff. I mean, during the pandemic, what else do we have to do? Let's just do a little bit of the wash and see what we get here. It's been a long time since I've used the Nuln Oil. I really wonder where the other one is. It should be here. Have to look around after I am done. I've already spent too much time. So, you put it on to give it some shading. Like, I'm not going to put it everywhere. I only want to make these darker spots a little darker. But it does reduce the intensity of your silver, so you could be going back and I'm supposed to paint these eyes black anyway, so let's just put some Nuln Oil in there and see what we get. It'll probably be enough. I'm only going to do the face because, I can do the edges. You give it so it has some darkness, but I've already put a little bit of a light edge on these, on the other edge with some standard silver paint, and that's some of the Monument Hobby silver. They have some pretty nice metallics. They call washes liquid talent. There's a lot of things nowadays that are really, give you talent. Like raise the bar. I don't own them, any of the Dirty Down stuff, but I would really like to have a project that would need rust and things like that. And the moss is something I think I'd use more than I would use the rust. But I would like to try them out. You have to like heat it up to get results. As a matter of fact, one of the YouTube creators that I like, Stolly from Tale of Painters, he covers a lot of paint. It's basically what he started to, he does he did paint stuff, and he has like tutorial, or at least had tutorials on the website. But he covered, he covers all the stuff, you know, all the new paints, as soon as he can get his hands on it. And they are now often sending them to him, which is good. I know somebody I know, some people I know that work in the industry felt he was kind of biased. I don't know. I feel like he's giving us a pretty good view. And how would he? I mean, I don't know. I don't think he takes sponsorship, but he'll take the paints. I mean, so I will tell you now, the contrast paints that I have here, most of them, other than the first wave, were provided by Games Workshop, and I still love and use them. But, you know, nobody's paying us for this stuff. Releasing expansion set #1 of Paracro One Step at Gen Con. Wow. I know. Boy, that's going to be another $70 at least. Probably. Maybe it'll be a box of 6 or something like that. I will probably pick them up. I wished I had picked them up. I ended up ordering them online as I was flying home because I wanted to. There was a store in Dallas that had them, and I had to think about it because I didn't know how much stuff we had. Oh, I got some silver on his head. Yeah, I didn't know how much stuff we have to take home, so I waited and then went. I knew how much we had, as this was after BGG Spring. I didn't have time to go get it. So Scott was like, why don't you take my paints if you need paints? I'm like, well, I really want to take these new paints, but that's cool. I didn't see anything about that. I have not watched the stream. I wanted to jump on and watch some of his recent stuff, Jason's stuff. Okay, well, we're going to try to do the tan. So let's see what we got here. I will use this, not gold. I will use this bony matter, which is a bone color. Now it's going to be probably too dark. 12. Okay, so another 12. I think, is there 12 in this? There sure are. Well, I haven't even used them yet. Yeah, maybe I ought to use them here in the next week or so to make sure I like them. I'm sure they'll be fine. They look pretty great. It's pretty dark. So I'm going to use their stand. Now I did not do what I should have done, which is you should always poke the nozzle. The reason why it always pops up in my head is I've had the worst luck with this one. This is the Speed Paint medium, their medium. I really do like the dropper bottles. Oh, that was great. That was one thing that Stolly was talking about with the new. He'd been using the Vallejo air paints for 2 years, I don't know, a long time, and was following up on it all and doing a more of an in-depth review of it. And he was saying how much he liked the contrast paint, the Citadel, or not, yeah, Warhammer paint now. He liked using their paints, but he said, yeah, see, there's the problem. He said the problem is they're not in dropper bottles, so it's very hard to get into your airbrush. The problem with these is, if you'll notice, this just comes right out. There is no hold. I do not know exactly what to do. I've never refilled this yet, but I plan to. I have a large bottle of the medium. So anyway, you should always clear it because I squirted out like, I don't know, half the bottle, and which was wasted because I didn't need that much Speed Paint medium out. But yeah, so I made this just out of a paintbrush handle that came actually with these paintbrushes. It was like these weird little spacer handles, and I just drilled a hole in it and put a paper clip in there. That's pretty good. So let's see how light we can get this. It's going to be a brown. I don't know that I'm, man, this darn thing has re-signed me in. Music stopped. No, it's got something else going. Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like I should put, let me just mix it and see what I got. Another 12, that's pretty great. Yeah, it's really brown. I don't know what color this would be. I feel like it's really what it should be is maybe like a wash. I mean, this is becoming a wash here the way I'm doing it. Again, it doesn't. You don't have to do everything exact. You want it to be sort of like what, and this paper towel. Don't want that in the shot because it just focuses on the stuff. Let's just try a little bit over here. Yeah, it's pretty pale. It's almost, it literally is like a probably soft tone wash that I could have just used from them. I actually would like to get all the washes from them. I don't have, I mean, there's like purples and just amazing, but I just haven't, I don't see them at stores here. We don't have like a really great, mostly they carry Citadel or Warhammer paints. And I like them. It's mostly, truthfully, what I buy. But I would buy more if, you know, because Army painters, like in most stores I go to that we have game stores around, that's what they carry. But there isn't a great one around us that has it. Most of them have start trying it and then they just end up doing the Citadel. Really should be I should be using the mini holder. Man, 12, that's fantastic. That's very fast, because I mean, I just got those in you know, they went wide release. They were available at Adepticon, I think, but they went wide release at just after you know, when we were away for BGG Spring, which was, you know, end of March. Oh, that's right, his belt is gray. It's pretty subtle, that's for sure. It's okay though. It literally is like a sepia tone or sepia tone, excuse me. I say sepia. Oh, you know what I can do? I can replay. Let's just replay it, because I'd like to see who followed us. Boy, this is terrible. It was... let's just play it. I could see it almost. It's still not doing it. What is going on? Interesting. Well, thanks anyway. Super great. None of the overlays are really working. I don't quite understand what's going on. Now look how quickly this is drying. Not ready yet, but I will put in probably another coat on it. I definitely want to get it right if I'm going to go with this on all of them right now, because I do not know what level of intensity I had or anything. But you don't want to touch them, because I am using a speed paint. They're not as jelly as the others can be, as the contrast paints, but they're just as, you do not want to touch them. Once you get them on, you basically want to work quickly and try to keep the pools under control. You know, you don't want little pools as best you can. I mean, you do want some. It's good to have some because it darkens areas, right? That's the whole point of this. But yeah, you definitely need to stop touching it pretty quickly. and let it dry, and then do your next shade of it. Here, come on, focus. So yeah, this is just the bony matter from Army Painter. I wonder, Skeleton Horde. I should compare them. I mean, you know, mostly they're the same. They do them not exactly the same, but you know, they're trying to have analogs of the colors, because they want, number one, they want you to buy their paints, and Citadel, Warhammer is Games Workshop really is kind of setting the standard. Now, their colors are not, there are so many great paints out there that you don't, speaking of Monument Hobbies, I mean, they do their own colors. They don't have the fancy names that the Games Workshop ones do. And that's the thing. I mean, I guess a lot of they didn't have copyrights on the names of the colors, and that's why they changed the names. But they also, you know, that also came with a new manufacturer, and so the colors were, you know, they don't stay the same. I mean, they've, in the time that I've been doing this, painting these kind of with their paints for 20 something years now, they've changed the names a bunch of times. So like anybody that wants anything, you have to and you get no real warning, because when they announce it, everybody else that wants those paints, that wants to have some on hand, runs out and gets them too. Although I guess I don't own any of the Duncan Rhodes paints, but I believe he has a lot of colors, not the same name, but that are very much like some of the older colors. I don't know if his equivalent for Goblin Green is how close it is, but I bet it's pretty close. Actually, I think Stolly did a thing about that too that I had not watched, about Goblin Green. I think it was him. It's strange to me that even Games Workshop, as much as people like that color, that they don't just make that one, or, you know, do a new one of it with a different name. But of course, different manufacturers, probably different mediums and pigments. But with color matching nowadays, you'd think it wouldn't be that hard. But what do I know? So now you can see the wash is, first of all, it's not dark enough in the eyes. So I will need to probably do a little bit in there. But it's kind of dulled the finish of the face. So I'm going to have to put a little bit of silver on there to bump it up. And it's in a enclosed, you know, it's inside the cowl here. So I will have to be a little careful. But yeah, that's the thing about washes, is they tend to, and it's one reason why I don't normally use them, is they tend to dull the paint below. Oops, I just dipped it in gold. You definitely don't want gold on there. Hey, True Joy Board Game. I'm doing great. How are you? Hi, YCR2626. So he's on this big vine, which I don't know. It's sort of like the Superman. I mean, it actually probably could be the same. You know, like the way they sculpt a lot of this stuff, it's all digitally. I mean, that's how they do it. And they might have used, I'll pull it out here in a second, this Superman that I got from the DC Superheroes United Hush box. It was actually fun to paint those. So I was more of a DC reader, but I wasn't really that big of a reader. Nikki was more of the comic book reader than it still is than I am. But I kind of had a lot of fun with the DC one. So you can see here, it has some similarity. I do like how the green on that turned out. And I honestly don't recall how I did it, which is terrible. I could probably go back and look at the video. This is terrible. I keep getting signed out of stuff. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's close enough. So I have a pop-up in front of my window. You need these? Oh, these are from Marvel. These are from Marvel United Multiverse box. This is one that's in the box, the main box. I have not done any more of the. Ooh, I got a big spot there that didn't get color. I have not got any further into the boxes at all. The last one I finished, I've done a few now. Last ones I finished were the Shuri Black Panther. Turned out pretty neat. I'm not still 100% sure that I'm done with these because I want to probably do some shading. It's challenging for me on blacks. I'm just not great at it. So his belt is very gray, which of course I can't see. It's right in the middle of all this. Oh no, there we go. Just push it up. I will re-sign in later. Okay, so I will probably use the diluted version of the Basilicanum Gray. Let me see which one is the one I should be using. It is this one. This one's running out. It's the second bottle of this. That's pretty amazing. Now, I did spill some of my, hey Amanda, I did spill some of my, so I spilled 2 bottles. I spilled Ioned Yellow, and that one actually was okay, but this one, the Basilicanum Gray, when I spilled it, it lost all the pigment at the bottom. Like when it, so yeah, this is the second bottle of this that I have. All the pigment was gone. Like it was really bizarro. I don't know if it had all been suspended, maybe, I still don't understand. Because nothing was like settling down. Or maybe, I don't know what happened. So I used it as a wash. I could probably still use it as, I mean, I'm almost out. But we're gonna do this and I'm gonna it's a gray. You know, it says it's very black, but I like it as a leather. I think it's a great color for leather because, oh, I don't need too much of this. It's not super, you know, when you look at leather, it's not really black. I mean, you can get pretty black leather, but I'm just saying like a leather jacket is often not that black. I've had better success with it sometimes than others. That's the other, I'm not, you know, part of it is I don't like have a formula for mixing the colors as I should. Really kind of, once you know what you like with something, it's good to, wow, I put probably too much. Well, it's okay, I'm gonna do a couple coats. I always like to, when I'm doing this where the shading is already there because of the zenithal highlight, I like kind of to build up to the intensity I want because I'm not worried about it. I want it to be sort of even because the gray, the undercoat is going to give me that shading. Yeah, see, I got some on his belt buckle. I don't like it. Oh, that's the wash. So let's just put a little bit of silver on here. Wow, I don't see it here. Oops, popped right off. There it is. So I'm giving some of the highlights here back. I mean, he is covered, right? It should be darkish in there anyway. That looks cool. Okay. So it did, is this the one? No, this is the one that's the messy one. It sort of didn't help with the, I should do his legs again. I'm not real satisfied with what I did here on the knees. It was also the first thing I did. Actually, just do a little silver. Kind of a wash. I actually like these darker down here, so I'm going to just leave that alone. See if that helps. Okay. So I'm at the end of the brown. Hey, I got it on the vine here. I know nothing about Doom, so I don't know what this might be. Might need to touch that up for the. I do have a light gray. Let's just do it. Bright neutral gray. So this is like my favorite paint for covering up mistakes on the zenithal highlight before I do another color on top of it. You almost will, I mean, it is at the very top of this vine, right? So it will be kind of noticeable, but I put this on. Now you'll note it, well, it's also because I'm going on a brown, but this neutral gray is warm. It's not my favorite. I wish it were a cooler tone for what I'm doing here, because my blacks are, my black is cooler. Give it a couple coats. And you know, I'll probably go in and do some actually I should wait on that though, because I am not done with probably the shading. So there's a little bit of a spot there where I didn't clear it enough, you know, or balance it out enough that it has like a little puddle, dried puddle. And that's how these are. If you know, it's a little more challenging on the larger, smooth spaces. It's truly amazing on like an organic surface, but armor and stuff like that, it's a little challenging. I did this semi-recently just to do the blue and see how, because I don't remember which blue. I think I used a Surman blue, which is not, I do have a bottle of the ultramarine blue now that Scott gave me, which I've not really tried. I would like to try it because now that I know how these work, that was one of the very first wave ones and people were disappointed with that one and I didn't buy it. And I understand, I mean, I get it. Like, you're hoping for whatever they're promising and it isn't really delivering on that one. And you know, that's a massively popular color for People's Armies. They do a tremendous amount of, see, it's still pulling right there. Do a tremendous amount of ultramarine stuff, you know. And that is the color. It's interesting that they use that name because, you know, ultramarine is a color. It's a generic color, but maybe that's because they call them ultramarines. They just decided they had to use a standard color name. Okay. Yeah, it's doing it here too. So it's a little spot where it catches. Boy, I keep wanting to stick it in the gold. It's okay though. Now, tonally, this is all kind of similar. This is what's going to be cool about the green, is the green will really pop it out. Man, I really like that green. I wonder what I did. I just put those greens away too. Let me think about it. Well, I'm certain this one was in there. This is a grayish green. Man. Clank. Did I break the glass things? Nope, not yet. Zarandos green. Is this it? Striking scorpion green. That seems like what it kind of... No, it's not. Not that bright. So I think it's this plus this, one of these colors. Probably this one. I didn't have Dark Angels green, or I do have, I have Orc Flesh. Do I have Dark Angels? Warp Lightning? No. Mantis Warriors green. I believe that is the color. I think that is the main color. And it looks like it's one I've used recently, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go with that. Mix these two to see what we get. It'll be fine. Now, I sprayed a lot of green on that when I did it. So I sort of overdid the, I mean, not green, of white. I wanted the vine to be a little bit more visible, and I actually might have gone on it and did a little bit of undercoating with the brush beforehand. I only did one, so the other guys didn't buy those yet. So I had to do it. Boy, that Plague Bearer flesh looks terrible though. We'll mix these both up. So that Superman figure, Hobby Habib, is from the DC Superheroes United, from the DC Superheroes United Batman Hush set. So there are 8 minis in that set. He turned out pretty good. I'm still not satisfied with his face, but I haven't gone back in. I'll show you the other 8. It's available. I got it on Amazon. They turned out, they're pretty awesome. The Batman is really amazing. Hush, I don't know Hush, but I really liked how he turned out. Harley Quinn was really awesome. The Joker's amazing. The game has been getting, I'm really hopeful if they do continue with this stuff after these, that they bring back Big Child Creatives. The problem is they're owned by another company now. Hey, Cirque. The real awesome thing now, Cirque, is I turned off Siri, so I will not have problems saying your name anymore, at least on this device. I don't even use it, so I wanted to keep the Superman here for that green. But yeah, they're great. It's a great set. It's not terribly expensive, like 30 bucks. It's 8 minis. They're normally 10. But this is I can't remember what they said this is I think this is a light strategy, like a light difficulty set. They said they were going to release it. They didn't, I don't know if they showed us, I think they did show pictures. They didn't show completed minis, and that didn't happen. Painted, because Big Child paints them. So, hey, in Jordan, I bet you can get it. It's probably, I know they were trying to make money from it, because that is the set that, so everybody's waiting. I backed it a long time ago now. And things were kind of a little scary with Simon before this, and we all, I backed it and spent $500 on it, more than $500 on it, and we're just hoping it delivers. Supposedly, they're talking about, They're going to charge us more money, which this is not the first time they've ever done it, to ship it early. And I think that the point is they want to get the two other main box games besides Hush in stores so that they can make money from it. I hope for their sake that they do. I don't want them to go away, but I've been hearing all kinds of crazy stuff, and I don't know. You know, they're like any of the people that were responsible people are not there now, which I don't know if that's true. So who knows? It's so funny. This green here, which was what I used on the plant, and I just put that color away. Let me look at her leaves on here. Are they the same? Kind of. Okay. But yeah, it's cool, and we haven't played it yet, and I'm eager to play it. Sorry about that. I was expecting her to get triggered. Nope, not anymore. That's totally fine. It was silly of me to not even think about turning that off, and I only did it this morning, so I didn't do it at the end of the stream last time. This is a pretty great green, though. This Mantis Warrior green. Now I'm going to need a lot of this. But I am going to put a little bit of the Plague Bearer Flesh in there. Plague Bearer Flesh is one of my favorite colors of the whole. From the very beginning, I used it, and I'm like, wow, this is a great color. That and Aethermatic Blue, or is it blue or green? Aethermatic Blue. Both of them were like really early on favorites. And I'm going to put a little bit of medium in there to give it some transparency. So I need to use the speed paint medium, contrast medium, because that's what I'm using here. So the medium is just what the paint is made of, right? It's the base for your paints. So it holds the pigments and stuff like that. And so it doesn't, I'm sure I don't know exactly what changes go on beyond that. So let's, right into the stuff. Was this the one I touched up? It is. It doesn't look too bad. So we're going to go for it. I usually let it dry a little while. We'll start at the bottom, see what we got here. This is pretty good. It's not, I don't know if it's the same, but it's close. Again, you kind of want to wick up any of the pools if you can. And one of the ways you can sort of, I'm sorry, not in the shot, and this is in the shot, bad news. One of the cool things is you can, if you start at the bottom and you keep pulling any of the paint below, then you manage that, and you have more paint. You know what I mean? It gives you a little bit more paint to use higher up on the model. Trying to get it on his foot. It'll probably be dry by the time I even get done with one of these. By the time I get to the top, the bottom will be dry. He's on a throne of thorns, it looks like here. Not really certain the whole story on it. I'm sure there's some comic book about this, or series, or... I'm going to be out of this color before I even get through this one. It's incredible. It's a giant, giant sculpt on this. That's the one thing about these, is they keep getting bigger as they get kind of, I mean, it's probably what people want. I'm not fast enough for this. This is huge. Getting out of focus here. But yeah, the green is going to help. I mean, I feel it is kind of like, I'm going for a much brighter green than is on the paint job that Big Child did. But I kind of like this. It looks fresher, kind of, you know. So what's happening here is we have a little pool that's developing here because there's a mold line that I didn't clean, which is unfortunate. I mean, every time I paint something, I see stuff I did not see when I was trying to clean them up. So there's that bit that I touched up, and you're not even going to see it. You know, it wasn't like perfect, but even as transparent as the paint is, it does a pretty good job of making it so you can't even see that. And you can fix contrast paint mess ups too with that, touching it up and then going back over it. It's not ideal. You know, you kind of want to, that's how contrast paints are. You want to get it in one go. And you know, it's hard to always do that. So according to, I have not used it yet, but according to Monument Hobbies, the Paraquel one step, yep. They have a longer working time. That would be awesome. I hope it's true. I haven't, it's only 12 colors. It's not like you can't do a lot with it. But it would be nice to have just a little bit more work time. But it's amazing. I mean, it's such a great idea. And now, you know, obviously Games Workshop really had it figured out because everybody is replicating it. Because they, you know, they see it's not just, hey, you just paint your thing and you're done. It's also a great tool. They have many kind of applications as a shade or airbrush paint or whatever. And they're really awesome. Boy, that is going to be tough to get in there. Let's see how I do. That is pretty much all I need to do. I mean, of course, I'm crazy. I'll poke another shot in there. And then I still have another tentacle below here to paint too. Now, you don't have to go too crazy on the stuff you can't really see, but I mean, it's dark in there for a reason. Because you can't get paint to it, so light isn't getting to it. Trying to wake up a little bit. There's some definite wet pools here. I'll just push it on here. They really won't be that bad, but so it's gelling. It has gelled and I just touched it up, but I will try to do a lighter pool to make up for the mistake there. Well, it's not a mistake. I knew what I was doing going in a little too soon. Oof, that one there too. If you build it up, so I had touched that and it pulled it away. But if I do it light and build it up, you will lose it. It won't be visible or very visible. Interesting. Okay, he looks kind of cool. I definitely will not have enough paint, so I'm going to mix another batch here, even though I already put some on the model. Okay, so a little bit more of this Mantis Warriors green. It is interesting that Games Workshop feels that you want this pot, you want this lid. Now, maybe they like this lid because you knock it down and you gotta buy more paint. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm always, I've definitely clipped these, several times and knocked stuff down. So I have these stands that they hold the paint so you don't knock it down. It works pretty good. I mean, it's not, if I bump it, it's going to fall back down, so it should be okay, but still frustrating. Okay, now a little bit of the medium, and let's go. Let's AB them here a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of wet still. It's close. A little bit more green maybe. Could have been the undercoating, I don't know. If you paint it, they will come. Thanks, BM Cole. I do love these though. They're huge. I mean, here's another one that I pulled out recently. An old GW miniature. I mean, see how tiny these guys are? And then this is a Space Marine, which Space Marines are supposed to be gigantic. Different scale, right? But they're easy to paint. They're not, there's a lot of, it's more encouraging to paint the face. You can get in there and do things and it's not as hard as it's still, I'm sloppy. I always mention a little short that Nick Murphy did of him painting Doctor Strange's eyes, and it's 100% my reaction, especially on camera. And it was funny. I mean, I don't even have the camera like over my shoulder like some people do. It's overhead, but it's on camera. I mess it up. It's no matter what. It takes me like 10 times as long to paint something like that, detail-wise, as it would be if I just did it on my own. Doesn't mean it always works that way, but it often is that situation. Both ways. Could be good, could be bad. I'll try to be a little bit more actively wicking it out of the areas right now. I'm also not going to go completely to the base of the mini here on it. I'll do these other green after, once I've finished it all. Well, not finished, but got further along. Because it doesn't really matter. Although these front ones are going to be visible, so maybe I do it now. Ooh, a lot of paint. So I'm really trying to keep the pooling under control. We'll see how well I do at the end here. Did you paint the original Marvel United? I did. You know, it's, first of all, definitely get the images. So I use, as a point of reference, I use, because I don't know the Marvel characters all that much, and I also want them to be recognizable. So I do the standard comic book look that they have. So I use those as a reference, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at the one. I'm not getting it exact by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm getting it kind of, right? And then what I do to make this easier is I am painting over what is called a zenithal highlight that I, in this case, airbrushed. You can do it with rattle can. I have, when I get this done, I'll give you some examples of different versions that I have done. You can do the rattle can, you can do the dry brush method, which is called slap chop. I'm catching that, and it was a little dry, so problemo, but it had a weird something going on there. But then you just use these contrast paints, speed paints, one-step paints. I mean, there's so many of them. There's the quick express paints from Vallejo. They're all, everyone I've tried so far are pretty great, and I think Vallejo actually beefed up the intensity of some of their colors on their express paints. I only have ever used one, and I really liked it, but I don't think I own it. I know I don't. I couldn't find it when I looked. So I tried it, I think, in 2024 or something like that. Maybe 2023. I don't know, though. It would have been 2022, potentially. Because we went to a painting thing in Bonn, Germany, and I didn't have any paints, so I was using other people's paints. I'm pretty sure I painted that in 2022. I mean, I know I painted them, but I'm pretty sure I painted that part in 2022. So yeah, it's 4 years later, they've made some changes to them. All of them have. I mean, contrast paints are what they are. They're not changing those, but they're adding new colors. But the Army Painter did a whole new relaunch basically pretty quickly. They had what they call reactivation problems, where you would paint on it considerably long after you painted it, and it would the paint would reactivate. And some people really liked it as a tool for shading. Okay, let me go back and look at that one spot that it's right there. Okay. Okay, he's got a little bit on his toe, but I'm not going to worry about it. He's dug his foot into the ivy. There's a little bit of white here. I don't know what I did there. I feel like I only just did that, but I couldn't have. A little bit on the edge here. So the other ones that I painted, the earlier ones, ouch. I have some Rattlecon ones because I didn't prime those and I painted them. This is one that I dry brushed. So it started out as black and then I dry brushed white over it to give it the shading. I'm not happy with her face, don't judge me. I've not gotten back to her on it. But like her hair is dry brushed. And then I have another one that and then I put the contrast paints over it. The contrast paints on them are translucent. This is one that I did the zenithal way that I've been doing it. But I also went in and highlighted her hair before putting, so I put white down on her hair curls to, there's her part. I did, some shading, some highlights there. Then I put the red over it that I used. And this one is a little intense, right? It's not, I used like the basilicanum gray on the packs, but I used black, I guess, on her bodysuit. I must have been going for something different on that because I mean, her bodysuit is not leather, I don't think. So anyway, but yeah, this is basilicanum gray that's not diluted, but reduced intensity with the contrast medium. And you just got to be patient. Let me see if I have. This is one where I did it underneath with the undercoating was metallic. I'm not satisfied with the matte quality of this one a little bit much, but I'll get back into it at some point. I've had to fix this one. This one broke, fell down and broke. It's kind of a real small connection point. This is part of the main box of the Marvel United first wave. Was there anything else here? Oh, I wanted to show you Rattlecan. This is a rougher finish. Rattlecan's I think this is one that, yeah, this is Rattlecan. This is Daredevil. It looks good though. You're literally spray it black and then you go back and you dust white over it. My issue is I think I went back in and airbrushed his face. I want their faces to be brighter. Hey Daryl, when you paint and prep, etc., do you listen to background music or do you multitask listening to podcasts, YouTubes? I just listen to music. And mostly, Daryl, when I paint, I'm painting exactly what I'm doing right now, which is unfortunate, but I will listen to this stuff that we have here that we have licensed. And I like it. It's fine. Where is the other one? I feel like I have another Daredevil that I can oh, maybe it's over here. I did all 3 Daredevils. I do not see the other one, so maybe not. Interesting. But yeah, you can get pretty great results. Here's 2 rhinos. These are pretty good. One of them is, I believe, let me look, it would be over here if it isn't. Oh, I can't see, it's so dark in here. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely, I mean, if you look back, so there's a playlist on YouTube here for all of most of the videos. We didn't have the earliest ones saved. And we also didn't have it automatically go to YouTube. Nowadays, it just automatically goes. So you can see some of my, zenithal highlighted stuff. I mean, I'll show you some right here. These are ones I just painted. So, I mean, now these are airbrush. You don't have to go that route. I just love the gradient, right? I mean, obviously, it's going to be real smooth. But, it's darker from underneath and lighter from above. And you basically do that when you're doing the black, the white on it to just dust it. You just dust it and build it up. Don't go crazy. It's going to be pixely. You're going to see dots, not pixely. And you don't need to really worry about it. It's fine. It's not going to. Here's an example, one of Scott's that he airbrushed. He rattle canned, and I came back and did some airbrushing to fix him a little bit. But this, don't judge this. This got banged up in shipping. Scott decided he wasn't going to have time to paint them. So I said, well, I'll paint all your minis. And he has all the ones I have. So I have 3 of everything, except for the DC stuff, basically. But you can see it's pixel. You can see the speckles. But it'll be fine. You won't. It's not that big of a deal. Did I touch up another one? I did. I had extra white, so I was fixing Taskmaster here, and you can see this is common though. I mean, you can get this result with airbrushes if you're, it just depends on the pressure and how thin the paint is. I use airbrush primers. I do not know what the medium is on this, if it's polyurethane. It does say right here, water-based acrylic polyurethane primer. That's like the strongest that you're going to get basically for acrylics. And I recommend it. I really, you can do airbrushing and not spend a lot of money. I have spent thousands of dollars over the years on airbrush stuff because I'm a lunatic. But I do like, let's see how this one's going here. So it's getting darker. It looks probably more like Superman. Sure does. So these are pretty much, I did the color pretty close. I do love that Plague Bearer flesh, so I was pretty certain. Hey, look at that whole section I missed right there. So let's touch that up. Did I miss it on the other one? I sure did. I don't catch that. Okay, well, what's going on there? Now, I have lots of friends that listen to podcasts when they do it. I mean, I sometimes do. I've listened to comedy specials and stuff when I'm out here. Comedy albums and stuff. Wow, I really thought I did this one. This section here. I've only done 2. Maybe I did some of it. But I mean, look how cool that looks. That's just a coat over the airbrushed coat. And here's you can see this one, right? Look how dark it is underneath, how light it is above. And you get pretty great results, and it's quick, right? Now, I did paint this one, so maybe this is the one I did first. It's dry as well, so no, this is the second one I did. I just did it on the second one. How did I do on the ground? Pretty good. Okay. See a little bit I would like to touch up, though. I generally don't do a ton of stuff on the base. I like the colors to be brighter. Hey, Board Game James. Are you still in Europe? I've not done the belts. So I've done one belt, right? Probably should do them all. and then get back to the green. Let's just do this one while I've got him. Wow, it's dry, so don't use that one. Nope, you're home now. Had to order a new USB cable for my stream setup. 50 feet is expensive. Yeah, no joke. I don't even know if I have a 50-foot USB cable. It's okay. I'm going to not paint the other one because it's not great. I'll do another coat. It's going to be darker, which is fine. I just took that one off, but I'm painting his green. So I need to make a little bit more green again, or considerable amount more. It better work. Yeah. Is it a different cable? Did you get a different brand? I mean, I've noticed. Now, I'm not running 50 feet. I think the longest I have is 10 or 12. I know notice you have sometimes you can have data problems on longer runs. So you need like high quality cable. Okay. So green, but it's likely the same under the hood. Ah, okay. I'm being bold here. I'm not going to make as much. I think it will be a mistake, but we'll find out. Repeater cables, okay. Okay. Try not to slop on as much as I did. So I see a spot that I think I touched with silver on that armrest-ish thing here. If it's too obnoxious, I will put a touch of gray on it and put the green back over it if I get to that. Okay. Oops. I guess I got lucky and it's not visible if I stabbed any of the mini with the green. You can see it is very loosely applied. You don't have to, and I'm trying not to put as much as I did on the previous ones because I just don't want to deal with the pooling. But you do want it to go on flow on pretty strong for like something like this where it's a lot more smoother surfaces. It will also dry faster, so you can actually add more if you feel, oops, I'm sorry, out of the shot. If you feel you want it to be brighter or, darker or whatever, more intense color. Well, I guess I did the right amount. Now it's a brighter green, more of a lime here on this one, so I might not have gotten as much of the. This one's maybe drier. They're not that different. So you see I'm coming back to this at the end. It's not, I can do as much craziness as I want as far as coverage. It's not important. Hey, you know what? I know I missed one of these guys in between his legs. Got it on that one, didn't get it on that one. I just want it to be a little bit of green. It doesn't have, I don't want to, I'm tempting fate here by putting another shot at it, but there you go. It's just clear if you look at it, you see, I mean, whether people would notice it, I don't know. Hilarious, I think, oh, I didn't do this on the other ones. I sure did. Cool. Well, goodness, these guys are kind of done. Not 100%, but they're kind of, these not quite dry enough. Ah, he's dry enough. So yeah, it's a much, kind of a minty greenish, not mint, I don't know what it is. It's a flatter green than I would have chosen. Now, you know, these guys are following design setups, I'm sure, that were, you know, from the comics and stuff like that. Or I honestly feel they also see some of the movie stuff. You know, they're not, the movie's several years in the making. I don't know, this is in here, right? I don't know if they knew. They must have known that they were going to do some Doom stuff, and then when it didn't work out with Kang, they probably, I'm not going to, well, I can, doesn't matter. So I definitely want to go in and work on their faces a little bit. This guy looks more interesting because the paint is still wet because it's on a wet palette. So we'll do some little touch-ups, little spots here to brighten it up. I don't know, his eyes look like they're fine. I don't know why. They're dark enough, so. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hook on this brush. It's getting tired. Now, you can supposedly, I think I've tried it once. Not once, more than once, because I've definitely tried it. I don't know what kind of results I got. Okay, I don't know that. I definitely straightened out. I just don't know how long it lasted. I have too many brushes. Okay. Now these are inexpensive brushes. They're a couple dollars a piece. I really do like them. But they definitely develop hooks. You know, they're not as long lasting as a standard sable brush would be. Oops. There we go. They look neat. It's only 12:30 now. Well, I can paint the bases to the rim of the base on the Shuris. I have to really decide here what I want to do. One thing that I really like is the move these guys out of the way. Artist Opus, he does a lot of like stippling to give some shading on these types of things. I'm doing a dry brush here to just give it a little bit of something. I did not wet the brush. What was I doing? Wow, did that just do that just now? No. I missed it. Okay. So yeah, you need to dampen your brush so that it doesn't dry out as fast. Also makes it, in my opinion, a little easier to clean. So I'm not using my dry brush palette. Where is it at? I showed it earlier. So you basically, you want to see where you're at on the paint. I feel I've taken off too much paint already because I'm seeing no stuff left. So I focus on like, wow, she's flexible here. Don't want her to break off the base. Good gosh. You want to focus on like the parts that would be lighter. I'm not even going to go crazy on it, but you can see already it looks a little better, more interesting. Do the same on her mask here, and it'll also help with my not so great application of the siliconum gray. I might do a wash of a dark wash over this, and maybe not. You know, I'm gonna do a varnish over it, and varnishes also tend to change the intensity of things like this. I feel like we've heard this one. I should track it. Cool. Okay, so we're going to do the black base. Let me clean this brush, though. I don't want to use the dirty water here. So you don't want to get these too wet because the ferrules do not hold the bristles as well as the other style standard paint brushes. I'm contemplating spending another $120, $30 at least on the dry brushes from Artis Opus. I don't know. I should look at them and compare. These are $30, I believe, for 3 different size ones from Army Painter. They're not terrible at all. So this one I did the dots. I'm not really as satisfied with them. Let me see if I can clean them off here. Yeah. His capes are amazing, though. You should go look at Artis Opus. He's really, really great. Byron, really great. Okay. So black paint. How close are we getting on this? Not empty yet. Well, I almost put that in the water that I had there. Okay. Definitely the black lasts longer. Like it doesn't have the problems that the white does. I mean, you should be using lots of white and you should burn through it, but I just don't go through it fast enough. I've never been satisfied with white, so I changed the way I mount these. I put these on a different, so this is a dowel that I long time ago made and put a little bit poster tack on it. And then that way I can paint around the edge of it without having a problem. I usually start on the back so that the join, which will happen, will be on the back end. Mm. See a little bit of paint there that was before. This needs water. So I have a little bottle of distilled water that I just use for my palette. Yeah, this black bottle is like 7 years old, or nearly 7 years old. Goodness gracious, I'm making a mess. It does not have to be perfect. It just has got to be. It just helps clean it up. It looks a little nicer, you know. Should we focus here? Woo, I just flung her across the... Why wouldn't it focus on her? Okay. Let's look at the first one, see where it's at. It's pretty good. Gosh darn it, not focusing on it. But yeah, it's pretty smooth. So I do another layer of paint here. I'll do it in a moment, where I actually use some of the speed paints, contrast paints. So I use Black Templar. Black Templar is a warmer color, I believe. Excuse me, cooler black. And I just do this one out of the bottle. So I definitely put it in this holder. You can 3D print ones. Here's one I 3D printed a long time ago. Not great. I had some, my first 3D printer, but it works. Hey, you can see there's where I spilled the ironed in yellow. Nice job. It did not do a job. I don't know, I might have had another bottle in that thing. Sure looks like it might not have been. This is something that Adam, Tabletop Minions, did. I don't know if he does it anymore. And I tried it and I really like it. I don't know that it makes it blacker. Now I put a varnish over it, so is it really gonna change it? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll compare here before I paint the final one. I do have a hair here. Ooh. Brush is splitting. I just cleaned this. Oops, just stuck it in the wrong paint. You can already see it has a little bit more of a sheen to it. on this part that is mostly dry compared to this other. I don't know, whatever it is, I don't know where Adam learned it or came up with it, but it's really, I like it a lot. He works with Army Painter now, so I don't know if he does something like this with the Army Painter paints. I haven't watched a full stream. I've caught like half hour, 45 minutes many times, but I have not seen him paint the rim of a base. Okay. Okay. So I saw a tiny bit of black of a dot, and I think I see it right there, and I don't think it matters. It is. So there's a little spot right here where there was some metallic, and you can't even really see it. Of course, I'm accentuating it by making it shiny here, but it should be fine. So let's see where that other spot that I had torn the paint. It's this one here, I think. It is, and you can see it's still there, but if we work it a little more, it will be less obvious. And let that dry. Don't have to worry about it. Now I have a cape that I didn't do as much effort on as I'm doing on this. Let's see if it's this guy. No, this one's okay. These are dirty, dusty. I need to clean up in here. Yeah, this is the one. So you can see it. It's right here. It's not great, and it might have been improved if I had just decided to paint gray over it and then do the blue again. But it's totally fine. I mean, you know, these guys look cool. These are kind of a hybrid of the contrast and the regular paints, because obviously these were prior to the speed paint metallics, and I think this is Retributor Armor, which I love. I think it's a great color. I did use the wash though, and it darkens it up, so you have to come back in and brighten things up. So washes are interesting. They can give you stuff, but you do need to come back, bring it back up to brighten it back up. Probably need to do a little bit more on these guys. I'm going to let this guy dry. What time is it? It is almost 1. 3D printer ate my SD card. Had to order a new one of those too. What happened? I mean, my 3D printer had a problem where it was, that was how I put the prints on it, and one of the prints would not go. It would start and then finish, stop about 2/3 of the way through, and it was really irritating. And I thought there was something wrong with the printer, and then I found out it was the card. I got some on his belt. It's okay though. Gold, silver too, but no, I'm looking at the green over here on this side. I wonder if I did that anywhere else. A little bit. Okay, so we need to get the belts. Do that. That'll be the last thing I do here. Black Templar, nope. Basilicanum. It really needs a little bit more of the... This is not it. This is it. Do I want to do it that way or do I want it this way? I think I'm going to do it this way with an actual paint with a little bit of basilicanum gray in it so that it's roughly the tone that I want. It's not dark enough. I see that green dot, it is not going away. We'll let that dry, and then we'll do the basilicanum on it on top of that. So I have a new 3D printer. I want to get a memory card, a memory USB drive for it. The one they recommend is one I had a problem with. I had a SanDisk that just, you know, it was very small, plugged into the spot and wouldn't poke up above on the top of the printer, like, because that's how this one does it. And I didn't end up, I didn't buy it yet, but I probably should just get that one. It doesn't get as hot. It used to be on another device, the one I had, and I can't, the drive still appears on when you open it up, but I think the I/O board, or something is wrong with it, which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Okay, contrast medium. Gosh, I cannot believe I need another, I'm going to need another bottle soon. Not that soon, but He's all gray. Everything's gray. Yeah, a little bit of a black belt there. Okay. So I want to put some of this on the ground. I'm going to use the other brush again. All of these are synthetic. I'm not going... I generally do the gray wash on the ground. I don't want it to be too strong. Now I would use the other paint that I still have a little bit of it that I've been using as essentially a wash on the bases. I just don't want it to be too strong. You know, I mean, it's already got some green down there from the ivy roots, you know. Yipes. I did get it on there. Sorry, this is in the shot. It really shouldn't be. A little bit of tentacle there that I missed. Or root. Tendril. I'll come back and do that before the green is dry. Eesh. It's interesting how these are definitely assembled differently. you know, because this base is, the base is usually another piece on these. I mean, almost always is, unless it's sculpted, you know, like heavily sculpted into it, but this is clearly stuck onto it. You can see it on some of these. It's much stronger where the, you can see the join. Okay. Ooh, there's too much gray. Okay. (103). We are getting close to being done with these. They look pretty good. I'm probably going to paint the rim as well on these right now, since it's one, I want to go get some lunch. I'm starving. But actually, let me look at something real quick. Okay, good. So, use the one base thing here. What's for lunch? It's probably going to be a sandwich. We shall see. I don't know. We might go get something too. I think we do need to do some grocery shopping here. I need to get this week's episode together. Sorry, it's not focusing on. I'm not in the shot, so really, so that doesn't help. They look pretty good, though. We might do a little bit of highlights on the tips of these things here. Maybe. Since they're pretty strong on this mini. So the black has absorbed on this palette, wet palette, absorbed a lot of moisture. The palette is designed to try to keep the paint damp, moist, for a longer period of time. But it also can pull, depending on the situation, pull moisture into the paint. And it's not very wet. As a matter of fact, the palette is not wet at all. I mean, it's moist. But like usually have in the palette itself, the plastic form, moisture around the edge of the sponge. And there's none. Okay. Now the paint is going on thinner, so it's going to dry quicker. And I'm actually doing kind of a little better as far as application goes, because it's just getting on the miniature more smoothly. I mean, you know, that's the bulk of whatever painting miniatures is getting the getting the paint on the miniature, having enough. Did I not do her? Where did that come from? Huh. Something peeled off black from something. I don't think I did the other one here. I did not. That's Nuln Oil. Where's the black? Why did I stop? I don't quite understand. I thought I did all three. Let me look at them real carefully here. That one has definitely been painted. That one has definitely been painted. This one does not look like it. I got carried away and didn't do it. But I also don't... Did I already put it back? No. The Black Templar. What did I do? I see two up there. No, one. There's another bottle floating around here somewhere. Basilicanum Gray. Basilicanum Gray. It's got to be like right here and I'm not seeing it. Wow. Oh, you know what? I was doing it not in the holder, which is really dumb. Because this is the Nuln Oil. Not these two. Wow. I don't have that much space here for me to have put things, and somehow I have misplaced it. It's got to be like right here. That is crazy. I put the lid on it, obviously. It's not sitting open here. Did I spill it? Drop it? Very bizarro. Okay, well, Nuln Oil I don't need anymore right now. That, as a matter of fact, should go over here because I will put it away. Wow. I'm only seeing so many short bottles. Well, I will use this other bottle then that I have already used. No, it's Black Templar. Maybe this is what I used. Maybe I'm confusing that I have two. I probably did. The other one might be, because I know I have a second one because Scott gave me his paints. And it's probably still in the bag. Okay, pretty sure that's the case. Now that I think about it. Let's put this in here. I don't usually like to put the paint on the other side of on the left-hand side. Gosh, I'm so sure I painted this one, but I clearly didn't. It's definitely matte. And that may be part of it. Why Adam did this was to give it a bit more of a sheen. Because I don't know if I probably bought this Monument Hobbies paint because of him. Now that I think about it, he mostly paints on his streams now. But I started watching him before I convinced him to do the streams. I was like, you should do streams. Then you have record of the paint jobs, you know, and stuff. He still does not put them on YouTube, which I would. Because then they're going to get... Twitch does not store for very long. I do believe he downloads them, but I said to him, like, if you put them on YouTube, it's free storage. Now, you can't download... Well, I don't know. What is the resolution of it when it goes out? You can't download 1080. Oh, well, you could with some other tools, maybe. I know that they keep blocking that stuff. I've had to one time download the archival one because I somehow either deleted it. I probably deleted it when it wasn't I needed to archive it. So we archive them in case we, you know, have to change service or something. I mean, I can't imagine if we have to leave YouTube, that would be pretty terrible. So this was so smooth going on, it was so thinned out. The paint, it really looks quite good without putting this layer of speed paint on it. So I usually put these like on, so I have the, on the wet palette, I have these ridges, great. And I put that on here, did I bump it pretty good? Whatever. So that it's not, doesn't stick. If I put it on the, I have silicone mat here, if I put it on this, they will often stick to, well, to the mat. It's not a big deal because it's the bottom edge of the base, but it's just a little better. Yeah, this went on really well. So that was me, and you know, I put water into the paint, but this is just from the paint sitting on the wet palette. So I know some people actually put their paints all on the palette to get started that they're going to use. And heck, that could be one benefit, is that it might be hydrated enough. For your best application, because I tend to put it on as I need what I'm, you know, what I'm, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm not planning that far ahead. I also use, this has these little walls, boundaries that keep the paint from spreading if you spill it. And I use those as to rest it on, so I could set it like right here and it won't be touching very much of the edge. Well, there we go. I think that's kind of it. Okay, let me close this up, put it back. Oh, I should put all the paints back. I am done with these, so if I can maybe find that non-oil. It's possible it could be in there. I do have some old washes. These made in China. Griffin sepia, right? I was going to say sepia. Made in China, yeah. I don't know. I did not like these. I can't believe I still have them. They were not. I did not like the paints, the foundations. I mean, I liked the foundations because they covered, but I felt they were basically house paint. Well, cool. Okay, well, interesting. Oh, it's correct. I thought something was going on there. This is my last stream until after Gen Con. We leave next week at the end of the week, and then we'll be back on Monday, but I don't know what we'll have for the stream. I'll have to make a decision. It probably won't be a good day for Nikki to do a game stream, and if I've got the energy, I'll probably just do a paint stream. We'll see. Bony matter. Might as well put them away. I do like the speed paint metallics. They're pretty great. That was a different gold. I actually didn't say that. That was Hoplite gold. Hoplite gold. I like it. It's darker. It looks pretty good there. Cool. That's already pretty dry. Look how quickly. Now, it's not really dry. You need time for it to cure. But well, it's also warm and humid maybe. But there we go. Oh, I'm showing it to you guys. You can't see it. Anyway, let's see if there's somebody we can raid. I hope I have that window open. I mean, I know I do, but I don't know if I have the... I hope I have that window open. Yeah, I can hear myself. I know I do, but I don't know if I bumped it. Let's go to the down. It's too many steps now. Stream Manager is like 2 in. Hopefully there'll be somebody. I mean, Amanda will be up a little bit later. And it'll automatic. If you come back to this, wow. So it's only Loozapalooza. Well, let's raid Loozapalooza. That's too bad. Let me double check and see what we have. No. Interesting. Okay. Coffee and crowdfunding. Let's Dutch Yoda. I do wish we had somebody painting. I need to like make a filter for that. So we'll raid Loozapalooza. You guys say hello for me, and I will see you. We'll be streaming on Thursday. I'm not sure what we're going to stream. We'll play a game, and then that'll be that for a little over a week and a half. You guys take care. Have a great rest of your week, and have fun. Bye, everybody. Bye, YouTube folks. Take care. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for the chatter. Bye, everybody.